Another broken plate, another called off date. We never seem to get it right. Another heart attack, words that we can't take back. We are the reason opposites attract. Once you slam the door on the second floor, I regret it all. When I think it through, I can help the way I feel for you. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Stuck in an endless fight like every night. It still feels right. Even the words can sting. I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause without you everything means nothing. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Sitting there by the phone, hoping you'll answer yours. Baby, let's talk until we're fine. You've been in bed for days, empty without me, you say. Can't you just magically turn up in mine? Then you knock on my door on the second floor, and I feel okay. We just made it through, and I love the way I feel for you. Baby, you make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Stuck in an endless fight like every night. It still feels right. Even the words can sting. I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause without you everything means nothing. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Oh yeah, still feels right. 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 Oh yeah. We never get it right, but somehow it feels right. We never get it right, but it still feels right. We never get it right, but somehow it feels right. That's how I feel about you. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Stuck in an endless fight like every night. It still feels right. Even the words can sting. I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause without you everything means nothing. You make me lose my mind like all the time. It still feels right. Oh yeah, still feels right. 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 Oh yeah.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice. We time, you I know
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh,
snow in this winterland used to look so pretty, now making me moody. In the deep woods, alone with my feels, spent too much time thinking. In the end, you'll be with me. Maybe I'm just getting it now. Damn, I took a little time out. Demons really catching up. I mean, what if there's no meaning? Oh, my heart is slowly bleeding. You said we still got today. Trust me that right now is all that matters. No, nothing lasts forever. Is this just a winter switch? I'm so bitch. Not getting over it. Try to succeed with the stuff I do, melodies and rhythm, like paying the bills with them. Get emotional, deeper and all, want to make a mark with them, so I'll not be forgotten. Maybe I'm just getting it now. Damn, I took a little time out. Demons really catching up. I mean, what if there's no meaning? Oh, my heart is slowly bleeding. You said we still got today. Trust me that right now is all that matters. No, nothing lasts forever. Is this just a winter switch? I'm so bitch.
Hi, I'm Leah McDaniel, a member of the Ohio Board, but tonight I'm excited to be your mixologist for the virtual Dinner of Champions. Tonight we are going to be making 2 cocktails. I hope that everyone was able to get their list of ingredients so that you can enjoy making them with me. So the first cocktail that we're going to make is a bourbon-based cocktail. It's called the Mandarin Smash, but I affectionately like to call it the MS. Get your ingredients out and let's get ready to get started. Make sure you peel your mandarin and make sure to get all of the little strings off. You are going to add your mandarin sections to your cocktail glass, and we're just going to muddle those. And when you muddle them, we don't want to over muddle, but we do want to release all of that great juice and all of that flavor. And don't forget to save your garnish, or sorry, to save your peels for garnish for later. So just put those off to the side for now. You are going to start with 1.5 ounces of bourbon. You can choose your favorite bourbon. I am going to use Woodford Reserve for this because it is one of my favorite cocktail bourbons because it has a very nice smooth finish, but it also blends very well. We are going to add 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur. Now there are plenty of orange liqueurs that you can use, including triple sec, but I do prefer Cointreau because it has a really nice finish. Next, you will add your 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth. Then we'll get a few dashes of bitters in here, and that is really to your own taste, but just a couple of shakes usually does it. Then we have our most important part is shake it up. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake. Your final step is that you are going to fill an old-fashioned glass with ice. You can use cubed or crushed. I like to use fancy ice for this because it does help the ice to keep from melting, which keeps the integrity of the drink a little longer. And then you strain your cocktail into the glass. And then we have our finished cocktail, the Mandarin Smash or the MS. For our second cocktail of the evening, we're going to be making a vodka-based cocktail called Sunshine in a Glass. We all know how important vitamin D is for our MS warriors, so I wanted to do a little bit of a spin on that as we make our second cocktail. Get your ingredients out and let's get ready. You're going to want to start this drink with a chilled glass. Just putting ice cubes and a little bit of cold water into your martini glass is going to actually chill the glass, which is going to make this a cooler cocktail later. We're going to start with our clean shaker, and we are going to pour 1.5 ounces of pineapple vodka into this shaker. Now for the pineapple vodka, you can actually use any brand of pineapple vodka that you choose. I chose Ciroc. However, you can also make your own pineapple vodka. So one of the things that you can do is actually infuse regular vodka with pineapple. Super easy. Get yourself a mason jar. Just put some pineapple pieces in there, pour vodka over it, let it sit for about 3 to 5 days, and you will have infused vodka. So that's another way to make pineapple vodka if you do not have pineapple vodka on hand today. Next, you're going to pour about 4 ounces of pineapple juice into your cocktail shaker. I actually am using fresh juice here, so I'm straining it out, but fresh or canned is fine. Then we shake it up. Once you've combined your pineapple vodka and pineapple juice, you are going to strain it into a martini glass. Remember to leave about 1 inch at the top to add your champagne. Next, we are going to pour a topper of champagne. I used Brut champagne, but you're welcome to use whatever champagne you have on hand. Your final step will be to sink a few cherries right into the middle of your cocktail to create the sunrise effect. And there you have it, our sunshine in the glass.
Hello and welcome everyone. Let's get this evening started. Woo! If you would like to learn how to savor a bottle of champagne, please be sure to take a look at our champagne basket in the silent auction. To access all the silent auction items, please text Cincy DOC 2021 to 76278. Enjoy the program.
My name is Emily, and I live with MS. On a good day, I am walking fine. I can do just about everything I want to do.
My dad's doing pretty well. He's still walking, he still works full time.
With my new infusion, I am having more better days than bad days.
My knees feel good. I can actually feel all 10 of my toes.
I haven't had any symptoms or episodes in a long time. I think the rate at which we're finding discoveries in MS is pretty astounding.
A generation or two ago, people had no treatment options to turn to. The medications have really changed the course.
When Jean was diagnosed, she had been an avid cyclist, biking 40 miles every single morning.
People call me Dash. That's my nickname, because how I move rather quickly.
Altogether, I served for about 12 years, from 1991 to 2003.
Married to the person of my dreams, feeling really stable. And then everything just got ripped out.
Within a couple of years of her diagnosis, she was wheelchair bound, and just a few years later, she was bed-bound quadriplegic.
The doctors told me they weren't sure if I'd be able to walk without a walker or walk anymore.
I couldn't run. It would just mess with me in my mind, like Dash couldn't run.
My mom also had MS. I can only hope that when it comes to my MS, that it does not impact me as much as it did her.
You cry because you mourn your former self.
I'm thinking about my body holding up every day for the rest of my life. And that sucks. That really sucks.
But we're resilient. We always have been. All these drugs that we have to slow down the progression of the disease is great, but what I would like to see in my lifetime is an actual cure.
We've really come a far way in such a short amount of time.
If we continue doing what we're doing, raising more money, supporting more research, we will find a cure.
Talk to us, reach out to us, listen, because the only way we can find a cure is with help from everybody.
We have to go on offense. We have to change the course of this.
And I don't think that's a lot to ask.
There's a lot more that we can do.
Well, I appreciate everybody's attention, and I want to thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks
you
guys
all.
so much
Thank
for
you
listening.
for listening.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending the Cincinnati MS Society Dinner of Champions. The time is now, right? We're Steve and Julie Raleigh. We're honored to be the MCs and take you through the program this year. Look, we've got a great night planned for you. I mean, I'm so happy you're with us. You know, it's been a challenging year, to say the least, for all of us. Not only has the pandemic flipped our event to a virtual format, but it's really also intensified the challenges for people affected by multiple sclerosis. From the difficulty of affording medications to increased isolation, people living with MS need us now more than ever. Let's face it, MS just doesn't stop with this crisis, right? Our hope is that tonight leaves you feeling informed, inspired, empowered to take action and join the movement to do something about MS right now, to end this disease forever.
Oh, that is exactly right, Stephen. We need to end this disease forever. One way that we can support the National MS Society today is by participating in our silent auction. We have some amazing items, and you can browse and bid right now from your very phone. Simply text Cincy, DOC 2021, all one word, to 76278. to start your bidding. Our auction includes bourbon packages, his favorite.
Thank you very much.
Wine packages, my favorite. Jewelry, my favorite too, and much, much more.
Yeah.
The auction is live, so make sure to place your bids now. The auction will remain open all throughout our program tonight, and we will close at 9 p.m. this evening.
You know, we've got to take a minute to thank all the generous sponsors who have made tonight's commitment and to help the Society's mission. So let me run them down for you here real quickly, because it's important for you to know about them so that you can reach out when necessary to get these folks to maybe help you at some other time. So our silver sponsors, Kroger Prescription Pharmacy Plus Group. Now our bronze sponsor is Taft Law. How about our table hosts? Well, our virtual table hosts include AJW Advisory LLC, Beth Townsend, Caliburn Lodge, F&AM, Dr. and Mrs. Dean and Michelle Tower, GE Aviation Disability Advocacy Network, Iori Insurance, Jeff Staten, Kroger Our Abilities Associate Research Group, Lee McDaniels, P&G People with Disabilities Network, Ron Hartoin Charitable Foundation, Tammy Solomon Gray, and Sogeti A. Capgemini Company. Now, to all the sponsors and contributors that have supported tonight's event, thank you. Your generosity, let's face it, can't do it without you guys.
No,
so thank you for joining us tonight. We couldn't do it, as I say, without you. Yeah.
And finally, it's our pleasure to introduce Julie Leggett, the president of the Ohio chapter of the National MS Society, who will share a few words with you tonight about the tremendous progress the Society has made in fighting this disease. Julie?
Well, thank you so much, Steve and Julie, and I want to thank everyone who's joined us this evening. As Steve and Julie just said, my name is Julie Leggett, and for those of you that don't know me, I am the president of the Ohio market for the National MS Society. I know that tonight's event feels different, but our movement feels stronger than ever. Despite the challenges we've had over the past year, the MS movement has made great progress. Thanks to supporters like you, we've maintained connections and even expanded them, bringing more people affected by MS into our MS Society family. It's amazing how different the world can be in just 1 year, but the National MS Society is resilient and we have adapted. We will keep moving forward because we still have nearly 1 million people living with MS in the US to serve. It is because of the generosity and the support from people like you that we can provide and create new virtual services for people living with MS. They need us now more than ever. We are here for those that are affected by MS. Our MS Navigator service was uninterrupted by the pandemic. This means there is a supportive partner for each person affected by MS to figure out options to the challenges they face. They continue to help people navigate those types of problems, which include financial need, employment, emotional support, and access to healthcare and resources. And we are going social with our Ask an MX Expert webinars, bringing people affected by MS together to get their questions and concerns related to COVID answered right away. On top of supporting those affected by MS, we are also hosting bi-weekly webinars for MS healthcare providers to share the latest information on caring for patients during this COVID-19 outbreak. As you can see, MS doesn't stop and neither do we. Whether you are one of the 1 million people living with MS or want to make a difference for someone who is, we need you. We need you to join us. I'm so glad you have tuned in tonight. It will take all of us and more to achieve a world free of MS. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Kenneth Mankowski. Dr. Mankowski is a board-certified neurologist and a distinguished fellow of the American Osteopathic College of Neurology and Psychiatry, specializing in the treatment of patients with multiple sclerosis for more than 20 years. He is also the medical director of Mount Carmel St. Anne's Comprehensive MS Center and the MS Society recognized Dayton Center for Neurological Disorders Comprehensive MS Center. Welcome, Dr. Minkowski.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I appreciate and honor to be part of the Dinner of Champions and being invited by the National MS Society. It is so exciting to talk to a group of people that deal with multiple sclerosis as part of a family of someone who suffers from a disease, has a disease, a caregiver, or just a provider and part of the team. I started my practice back in 2001, and we've come so far. And I'm always careful to be too excited and acknowledge that we don't have a cure, which is the ultimate goal, and acknowledging that people still have to deal with this chronic illness, which can be so difficult at times. But just looking a brief look in the past and where we are today, and hopefully predicting the future, it is so exciting. When I started in practice, we literally had 2, maybe 3 treatment options, and it really was, success was defined at slowing down the worsening of this disease. And that's such a difficult conversation to have with a person who's faced with this new diagnosis. We really had these few medicines, and we just had to almost like forcing a square peg into a round hole sometimes. And it wasn't always a good match, didn't always get what we wanted or expected for our patients. But today, we live in an exciting time of having over 18 choices of treatments for our patients. All depends how you want to divide and clump them together. But today, it's no longer doom and gloom. It really is. The first comment that comes out of my words when I meet a newly diagnosed patient is, live your life. All the plans you had with your family, with your profession, with recreation, we may hit some bumps along the way, but it really is our expectation that your bucket list and your dreams no longer have to change because of this disease. We now actually open the door to improvement. So forget about the days when we just wanted to slow down the inevitable. We now have treatment choices, not always easy, but if we can find the right medication for the right patient at the right time, not only can we put this disease many times into a remission or remission-like state, a quiet state, we actually opened a door to improvement. For the first, we wouldn't even talked about this concept 15 years ago. The idea that if we convince a patient to commit to a treatment strategy, that they actually can not only be stable and live their lives, but can actually have hope for improvement. And that's just a new day, and I anticipate even better news around the corner in years to come. So it's really this new approach about individualized or personalized medicine that really is a game changer, completely different than the old days when we only had a couple of choices, and for many people, they were inadequate choices. So now what we have to do is really, as providers, whether we're part of the team as a nurse, a neurologist, a nurse practitioner, physician assistant, physical therapist, occupational therapist, social worker, pharmacist. It's amazing to even talk about that team. We didn't have such a comprehensive team trying to help our patients in the past. So we've come such a long way in so many ways, but it's so much about getting to know who that patient is. Everyone is different. So now at the beginning, after a diagnosis, it's more about listening to the patient than just giving them a few choices and getting them on their way. It's so important for us to listen. Who is the patient? How old are they? What are their goals in life? Are they willing to put up with some inconvenience for their treatment? Are they willing to put effort into diet and lifestyle changes or not? Are they willing to put up with a little bit of risk for maybe more efficacy from their drug? What are their expectations? What are their concerns? What are their fears? And it's really then when we can take those 18, 20 plus choices and whittle them down to 1, 2, or 3 good choices for that patient, and then really sort of beat it up and debate it and really try to stack the odds in our patient's favor of success with a medication that they can believe in, they can be comfortable with, and open a door to success. And then our really science becomes watching with them and monitoring with them to make sure we're getting the efficacy, making sure that we're supporting them with the broad team of support to make sure we're really taking a comprehensive approach. The medication to take care of the immune system is so important, but really engaging social support, physical therapy, making sure we're taking care of the person as a whole. Don't become isolated, being happy and interactive with people, really making sure that we're taking care of the entire person is really when we see success with our patients and can really move forward with a much brighter light and really live your life and let us worry about MS. And MS is just a small part of the story instead of it being the focus and the sort of the negative dark cloud every day. And I think we've made major progress, and I have no reason to think that we're not going to continue to make that progress. So it really is about hope and acknowledging and recognizing where we're at today and where we all believe that we will be tomorrow. Getting into a more specific topic here in 2021, coming off a strange and difficult year for many with the pandemic, is I have a lot of patients asking me, I have a lot of other providers asking me, how do we handle the COVID vaccine now that it's becoming available with our MS patients? And I want to be careful. This isn't to give medical advice to individuals out there, but as general information, the best guide is, in general, I'm an advocate for a patient getting the COVID vaccine. I think the benefit far outweighs the risk for many, and in fact, most people. But really the decision needs to be made as an individual with their primary care physician and their neurology provider to make sure you're making a good decision on whether or not you should get the vaccine. And overwhelmingly the answer is yes. And make sure you time the vaccine. It's complicated. Based on what medication you're on, that may dictate the timing of your vaccine based on the cycle of your dosing and so forth. And I don't want to get into individual medications and get too detailed, but it is important that the decision is made, primary care doctor, your neurologist, and all being aware of which MS therapeutic you're on, because that does make a difference of the timing and efficacy of the vaccine. MS in general, it's important to know, we do not believe that the vaccine increases the risk of an MS exacerbation or MS flare-up in any great numbers or great concern. That's different than what we may have thought 20 years ago about vaccination. Certainly different than we talk about live vaccines, which is not the case with the two currently available COVID vaccinations, which can be referred to as dead or fragments of the virus. So it doesn't pose that risk to people with MS regarding relapse or exacerbation or unexpected complications. So again, I'm enthusiastic. We're excited that we have that opportunity and availability of vaccines. I think it's going to help us get to the next step and move on from this pandemic. But it's a complicated story, important to engage the right people and make sure you make a good decision for what's best for you as an individual. So again, thanks so much to the MS Society for continuing to support the MS community through events like this evening with the Dinner of Champions. Look forward to being involved with the organization going forward. And at this point, thank you, and I'll turn it back to our MC, Steve.
Well, thank you, Dr. Mankowski, for all that wonderful information. Remember, to help us create a world free of MS, you can make a donation on the website. Every dollar counts and is 100% tax deductible.
Sure is. A lot of great information there. Enjoyed it very much, Dr. Mankowski. Now, to tell us more about the Joel Kahn MS Award of Courage is Trevor Hutchinson. He's Supply Chain Director at Procter & Gamble, and Michelle Tower, Senior Director of Data and Analytics at P&G and the Board of Trustees Chair for the National MS Society here in Ohio.
Thank you, Steve and Julie. It is Procter & Gamble's honor to present the Joel Kahn MS Award of Courage this year. Each year, this award is given to a person living with MS who perseveres despite the challenges they face living with this disease. This award is in honor of a longtime supporter of the Society and P&G pioneer Joel Kahn. At P&G, Joel founded a special People with Disabilities Task Force. The focus of this group was to create a more inclusive work environment, building on the work Joel was a part of on the national stage, that eventually led to the ratification of the American with Disabilities Act. The PWD Task Force at P&G strived to ensure all employees had what they needed to be productive. Early influence resulted in restroom changes, automatic door openers, and curb cuts. Also, where appropriate, changes to corporate policy was implemented relative to travel, parking, and office size. Today, the Global People with Disabilities Network is a powerful voice within the equality and inclusion strategy at P&G, not only providing support for employees so they can perform at their peak, but also dedicated to serving the more than 1 billion consumers with disabilities in the world, with high quality, branded products that are inclusive and accessible to all. Joel Kahn's leadership on a national level for the US and within P&G was the spark for disability confidence that exists at Procter & Gamble today. Now let's bring our chair of the National MS Society Board of Trustees, Ohio, Michelle Tower, to the virtual stage.
Thank you, Trevor. Joel first became involved with the National Multiple Sclerosis Society in 1980. He was a member of the Ohio Valley Market's Government Relations Committee, as well as member of the Market's inaugural Golden Circle Initiative, a nationwide community of leaders who share a passion for a world free of MS. Joel's independent reading and research, combined with a high level of involvement in the market and community, made him a knowledgeable and trusted source of information, feedback, and ideas for 31 years. For 23 of those years, Joel served on the Board of Trustees. He was nationally recognized for his professional, family, and community activities. In 1991, Joel was named National Multiple Sclerosis Society Father of the Year. In 1993, Careers in the Disabled magazine named Joel Disabled Engineer of the Year. In 2002, President George W. Bush appointed Joel to the National Council on Disability. Joel passed away from complications due to MS on March 8, 2011. It is my honor to present the 2021 Joel Kahn MS Award of Courage to my fellow trustee, a wonderful woman, an MS warrior, a deeply caring teacher, an outstanding community leader, an energizing principal, a very intentional speaker, and a dear friend, Miss Tammy Solomon Gray. And now, to share a few more amazing insights on Tammy, I will turn it over to her beloved husband, Mason Gray.
Good evening, everyone. So my wife, Tammy Solomon Gray, she is a true MS warrior. She uses the term MS warrior so much that over the years I have begun to think it was an actual team that should have a mascot and the whole nine. But the truth is, there is a team. And many of you here in the virtual audience tonight, this is different, but this is great. We can still come together in this way. And so many of you here with us tonight and with me, and we're all together virtually, are part of that team, battling MS in various ways. The work that you do on behalf of people suffering from and battling MS and supporting their families is amazing. My wife has been a longtime member of this team, and she's a proud fighter, and she stands with you in the whole MS community. I remember when I first started dating her, Tammy Solomon, before she picked up the last name Gray. And I remember it might have been our second or second date. And she shared with me that she had been diagnosed a few years earlier with MS. And we had this conversation. I can't remember all the details, but what I do remember is I remember asking her, it came up, medication came up. And so we had this conversation about it. And I asked her, was she taking medication at the time? And this is 20 plus years ago now. And she got quiet. And for those of you who know Tammy Solomon Gray, my beautiful wife, you know she's not one to be at a loss of words. So this was a moment. She is never quiet, but she got quiet and then shared with me that she wasn't taking medication. So I shamed her, because that's what I do. But in all seriousness, soon after we started dating, she did begin to take medication. And I think for us, for her and for us as a couple and family, it's been life-changing. And I remember when she first started taking said medication, back then, 20 years ago, she was at the time taking a daily shot. And she did not want to administer the shot herself, which I completely understand. So she asked me, then boyfriend, who suggested she take this shot, to administer this shot. And I thought to myself, had I wanted to do that, I would have went to medical school, because I am definitely scared of needles. But because I love her, because I stepped up, I'm trying to be an MS warrior myself, I stepped up and I began to administer this shot. Oh, it was a weekly shot. I'm sorry. I think it was weekly. It wasn't daily at the time. But nonetheless, that was something for the two of us. And we have dealt with MS in many ways, as many of you in the audience here tonight have. And she's still standing and standing strong and going forward. And I'm so proud of her. So proud of her. What she has done for, I don't want to overstate it and say for the community, but I can say the community, but what I have seen firsthand, being a mentor and reaching out to other women in particular who have MS, who have been recently diagnosed. I've heard the conversations, I've seen the conversations, and the support she provides, and it's just awesome and inspiring. And so with that, I don't think there's a lot more that I can say or should say, because who you guys want to hear from is her. So with that, I am proud and honored to introduce my beautiful wife, a true MS warrior, Miss Tammy Solomon Gray.
Good evening. Thank you so very much, National MS Society, Ohio chapter, for this prestigious award and honor of receiving the Joel Kahn MS Award of Courage. I want to first thank and give honor and praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who has brought me through 24 years of something that could have really ended my lifetime aspirations of being a teacher and then a principal and being a mom and a wife, but I'm still standing. I want to also thank my amazing husband, Mason, who has just been a most awesome champion. I'm not really sure what he has said in his remarks, but I do know that he may mention that he actually helped inject me with medicine, and so which I could not do for myself, and that was when he was still my boyfriend. And 16 years later, he's still just my amazing champion and supporter, and I just could not have asked for a better best friend, soulmate, and provider. And I'm so grateful for him and the life that we've created together. I also want to thank my parents, Diane, James, and Lynette. Without that strong foundation and faith in God and knowing that all things are possible to he or she that believeth, I just would not be in the space that I am, walking victoriously even through challenges while battling MS. To my sunshine, Mason and my sunshine, Michael Jamal and his beautiful family that he has given us, my daughter-in-law, Caitlin, my beautiful grandchildren, Grayson and Charlie, who light up my life and are my inspiration to keep on pushing so I can keep rolling around on the floor with them and playing in their tents and chasing them and all those fun grandparent things. And to just my wonderful family, my wonderful village, full of spectacular in-laws, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, colleagues, and a very supportive employer in Cincinnati Public Schools, and my Cheviot Ram fam at my school, where I have the privilege of leading. I'm just so grateful, and I could not do what I do without you. I also want to thank my care team at River Hills Neuroscience Institute. They have been taking care of me for most of my MS journey, being on the front lines and being very honest about what's possible, and also encouraging me to continue to do all the brave things that I do. and live my life to the fullest. I'd like to also thank my fellow board members of the National MS Society, for which I am just so grateful for all of you and all of your unique talents. And finally, I would like to thank Edward Rowan, the former CEO of the Ohio Valley chapter of the National MS Society. Eddie, you just did such an incredible job of really making our chapter and the society in Ohio really reflective of the people who are living with and battling this disease. It's amazing to be a part of an organization that's dedicated to looking like the people that are impacted by the disease on a significant level, but aren't necessarily nationally advertised. And also to the National MS Society, who has really put their money, their efforts, their actions where their mouths are in regards to showcasing the diversity of the people who are living with and battling MS. As I wrap up here, as I have so many gratitudes and thank yous, I really need to say that MS warriors, we don't need your sympathy. We don't. I'm in my 24th year of public education, and I started as a paraprofessional, and now I'm a principal. So we don't really need your sympathy. We do need your empathy though. So when we lose our words, when we stumble, when we look like we're having a hard time getting that jacket on, just that quiet grace and understanding is what we need. When we ask you to join our walk team, it's really a blessing every day that we continue to walk. But again, we don't need your sympathy. We need your empathy. We need your support. We need you to be active allies in there fighting with us. And I cannot say enough how important it is to support families who are caretakers as well. With this disease, especially if you had young children, and I don't have young children anymore or a young child anymore, but it was one of the hardest things was to be a mom of a child who could see me struggling when I would pick him up from school. And by the time we got home, he would be messaging his father and telling him, "Dad, you gotta bring home dinner. Tam's not doing good. She's not feeling good." That is a very hard thing that people who are battling MS have to contend with, have to balance. But with your help, with your support, we can move from taking injections every night for 3 years to taking this little pill. You can't even see it, right? This little blue pill even has a little ring on it so I can move it, because sometimes, we forget things as MS patients. I'm just saying. We're warriors, but sometimes we forget. But we have this cute little ring, and these things are brought forward by the support of the National MS Society, which supports the lion's share of research to ending MS. I thank you all so much for your support, and I hope you continue to enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to Tammy for receiving the Joel Kahn MS Award of Courage, and for sharing her story with us, and for her being a teacher. As Steve and Julie mentioned earlier, we need your help now. We need your help now more than ever to make a significant impact on the MS movement. The next chapter in our story could be the last chapter for MS. We could be the generation that ends this disease for good. Steve,
Julie, yeah.
I'm glad you're up here on screen with me. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and no truer words than what you just said there, Julie. We've never been, of course, closer to a cure, to understanding how to prevent the disease, reverse the course, to bringing that life-changing solution or treatments to everyone living with MS. It's quite frankly only possible with you who've tuned in tonight, and for that we are very grateful. So together, let's help create a world full of MS, huh, Julie?
Absolutely, absolutely. A world free of MS. That's what we all want. I want to let everyone know you should have received a text message from GiveSmart. In that text message, it would have a link to our donation page. And I want you to know that when you give now, your name's going to appear on the screen with all our other MS champions. Let's take a look at how much we have raised so far.
All right.
Good number. Keep it up.
Yes, I can't say enough how much every single dollar makes a difference. And every dollar is helping us get closer to our $45,000 goal tonight.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. You got that right, Julie.
Do it. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
So everybody get out your phones and check that link. And I'd like to give a shout out to those that already have a few. We have Plus Group, we have Bridget Hoffman, we have Taft Law, we have Sue Motts, and the names keep scrolling.
And they're rolling. You got that right, because you've got to remember the funds here are for the vital programs and services for those living with MS. We need you to go ahead and text now. You'll see it there on the screen as it zips down at the bottom. And let me just give you a little idea of how this works and the money that you can support us with tonight. Let's say $2,500 is something that you can do tonight, which would be terrific. Because I want to tell you that could fund 1 week of, get this now, a multi-year research project trying to uncover the next MS breakthrough. That's it. That would be great, wouldn't it, Julie?
Oh my goodness, that's exactly what we need. And I'd like to give a shout out to a few more people who are helping here. Joyce Levine, Leah McDaniel. She was our bartender at the beginning. Go, Leah. We have to thank Kroger Prescription Plans. We have to thank Mark Smith, Jeff Staten, Sally Stevens, Beth Townsend. Each and every one of you are making an investment that could go toward the next big scientific breakthrough.
That is right. Keep those donations coming in. And let me tell you tonight, if you give $1,000 at that level, this could provide an auto modification to help people with MS maintain their driving independence for $1,000.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine what that would mean to someone?
It's huge,
yes.
Of course.
As I'm watching those numbers here. Oh, we're over 45. We're over 45. We're at 45,911.
Oh,
shout
folks,
out to some more. Yes, Mark Irie, Grant Mitchell, Kevin Moore. Thank you so much for your support.
Oh, you guys are doing great. Let me give you an idea now. Okay, we've gone through a couple of levels, but perhaps $500 is something that would suit you best. Listen to this. That could provide up to 6 months of in-person counseling services to someone living with MS. So that $500 donation means so much if you can do that now. And Julie, I'm looking at that number over on the screen and it keeps growing. It's looking good.
Growing. I know. Thank you so much. I see names popping up. Julie Bauer, Kim Comerford, Michelle Freeman, Sarah Freitag. This is amazing. Those funds with those $500 and those counseling services for our navigator service. Thank you to everyone.
No, you bet.
Well, I'm going to talk about if you can dip your wallet in Novocaine, give us $250. That could provide a person with dedicated support from an MS navigator to address their unique MS needs for $250. Come on, get those $250 bids called in.
Yes, I see Sally Stevens' name on here. Carol Whitaker, Tammy Willis. Thank you so much. Our navigator program is so important to help navigate all those challenges with MS.
You know, you guys have been doing great, and I just saw it skip over 49,000. Wow. Let's see if we can get this now. Come on, we can do this. 50? Just a few more. We get it over 50 now. Here it is. This is the $100 time, okay? So if you could, you know, give $100, that allows a person to, in a clinical trial, for 3 days to expand the number of available MS treatments. It means so much, even that $100 contribution that you can do right now. And I want to see, hey, it's growing. Oh, someone just gave, it just popped 100, Julie. Come on, we got to encourage them over the top. We can do this.
Right. We're almost there. I know we said our goal was 45,000, but we're over 50,000. Thank you to so many of you. I'm going to look at some of these names and see if as I scroll around, Eric Platt, Mark Smith, Dr. and Mrs. Dean and Michelle Tower, Beth Townsend, all of you are MS champions.
Thank you.
Yes, and it's still growing. It's still growing. Thank you so much to everybody. The donations keep coming in. I cannot thank all of you for helping us not only reach our goal of 45,000, but exceed that goal. Thank you. Every dollar makes a difference, and thank you for making a difference for those with MS.
All of us participating in tonight's program are connected in some way. MS is a disease that lurks in the dark, and tonight we want to shed light on our connection and how it impacts all of us with our traditional, or this year, non-traditional candle lighting ceremony. Tonight we will light a candle on screen in honor of everyone affected by MS. When you hear the reason you are joining us tonight, which is closest to your heart, I'd like to ask you to place your hand over your heart and keep it there. For those personally living with MS, we honor your strength and your resiliency. For those with a spouse or partner with MS, we honor your kindness and your determination. For those with a child with MS, we honor your love and your tenacity. For those with a parent or sibling with MS, we honor your spirit and your resolve. For those with a relative, a friend, or a coworker with MS, we honor your generosity and your support. For those who have lost a loved one to MS, we honor your loss and your grief. And finally, for those otherwise inspired or touched by our mission, we honor your motivation and your big-heartedness. If you placed your hand over your heart and have not made an additional gift, we would invite you to do so in honor of that person. Thank you.
Well, what an evening. We thank you so much for being with us in this virtual event. You know, for everybody with the Ohio chapter of the National MS Society, and including, of course, President Julie Leggett, we thank you for joining us and for helping us get one step closer to ending MS forever. Now, the next chapter in MS could be our last. We're trying to make it so for so many millions of people.
Don't forget, there's still time to bid tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for your generosity. And remember, the auction closes at 9 p.m. tonight.
You still got time, so we can still get that number going. Don't forget, we certainly hope to see you live at next year's event. A little special shout out to Helen Bischoff. Thanks, Helen. And we thank you and have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Stuck in an endless fight like every night, it still feels right. Even the words can sting, I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause without you everything means nothing. You make me lose my mind like all the time, it still feels right. Oh yeah, still feels right, still feels right, still feels right. Still feels right, still feels right, still feels right. Oh yeah. We never get it right, but somehow it feels right. We never get it right, but it still feels right. We never get it right, but somehow it feels right. That's how I feel about you. You make me lose my mind like all the time, it still feels right. Stuck in an endless fight like every night, it still feels right. Even the words can sting, I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause without you everything means nothing. You make me lose my mind like all the time, it still feels right. Oh yeah, still feels right, still feels right, still feels right. Still feels right, still feels right, still feels right. Oh yeah.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice. We time, you I know how
we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through, no limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.